Spain could be the first team to qualify for the quarter-finals if they can beat Greece here in Boavista, Porto. Their opponents, the Greeks, were softened up by Portugal in their opening game. Have they scarred over and hardened up enough to correct their historic path in Euro 2004? Vicente down the line to Fernando Morientes, who's been given a head start on Delas, and it's Nikopoulos, who's sprung a leak, and it's Raul who comes in with the kitchen towel to soak up the spillage to give Spain a very early lead. The second goal of the tournament for the Spanish prince, Raul. Here's Stelios Giannakopoulos. Up the line to Saitarides, big ball in, and it's Casillas. He swings at it, but he takes it away from the skull of Brizas. Aristeas pushed out wide to Stelios to reset the play. And it's a bullet header from the aerial assassin, and Helos Aristeas. A rapid response from the Greeks. We've barely played 10 minutes and it's game on already. Some technique to squeeze that in past Iker Casillas at the near post. Morientes. Raul, first time on to Ixtaberia. And there's a scramble in the sky. And Ixtaberia's follow-up hits the ground. Good touch from Ixtaberia. And he went for the wild card volley at the near post. Brizas. Now Zagorakis. Aristeas returns it to the captain. Has to go around Marchena, but he finds the crossbar. Lets it run to Raul. Now he picks out Morientes, who's one-on-one. And 1 + 1 makes 2. And Raul and Morientes, two of a kind, best friends at Real Madrid, as the Monaco Champions League finalist will return to Spain to play alongside the Prince. Can Greece reset the scoreline before half-time? It's Karagounis. And it's saved by Casillas. Bravo, Albelda makes it out to the wing to Vicente immediately, and it's a good ball as Morientes gets his second. It's an even faster goal in the second half than it was the first. But Saitarides fell to Vicente, and it's glanced home by Fernando Morientes. Two goals in Euro 2004, all in one game. Spain keeping the momentum going, and Raul has put it on the plate for Vicente. Excellent stop from Nikopoulos. George Clooney's doppelganger has his handsome moments in regards to protecting the goal. Now Baraka. Again, Greece split apart. And it's a second goal for Raul. Spain almost certainly waltzing into the quarter-finals with a game to spare against their neighbours Portugal. As both the Iberian countries resetting Greece to their rank outsider status in back-to-back games. Well, the attempt into the mixer was denied. And that is a powerful pass to El Nino Fernando Torres, who's one-on-one with Nikopoulos. He tries to shake him up with the shot feint, but nonetheless, the follow-up is converted soundly. It's been a long afternoon for the Greeks. And as for Spain, they have the reassurance of a quarter-final meeting. Finishes here in Porto, Spain 5, Greece 1. The hosts are home in the nation's capital of Lisbon. Much like their neighbour Spain earlier in the day, Portugal can secure a quarter-final spot with a victory over Russia, and in the process sending one of the world's least popular countries on an early flight back home alongside Greece. Alenichev with a promising position here, it's hit the post and Bulikin buries the follow-up in the stadium's roof. Cristiano Ronaldo now, here is Paoletta. Returns it through to the 18-year-old Ronaldo. Ovchinnikov is wise to the first attempt and Ronaldo panics on the follow-up. Now Senikov will take the throw quickly. Alenichev waiting no time, getting that across the face of goal. And Mostovoy with the easiest goal of his life. Portugal's defence completely switches off. Andrade is humiliated. Nuno Valente gives us a nice twirl and Mostovoy sends Russia into a shocking lead over the hosts. Decker. Now Paoletta pinged through to Figo, who also hits the post. Lisbon expects, but they're not getting what they wish for. Now Paoletta is through and he tries to roll it beyond Ovchinnikov. Luckily for him, both feet work very well. Before the Russian keeper can react to what's going on, it's already in the back of the net on the rebound. Castilla. Now Deco resists the shirt tug. Now Castilla with a cross in. And it's Paoletta who prods it home to give Portugal the lead for the first time tonight. Operation Portugal is back on track. It's taken a few tired Russian legs to give them a bit of leeway here on this break, but it's a great cross from Castilla. And a professional finish from Paoletta. Valente watching the overlap from Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a first time ball in. Paoletta denied. Here is Figo. Manish. It's like an air-to-air surface missile when that man shoots. Leaves a few blisters on the hands of Ovchinnikov. Here's Manish once again, and this time he's trying to dip it over the head of Ovchinnikov instead of opting for power. And Figo has an opening here. Can the captain see us off on a high? Luis Figo makes it a third for Portugal. And the comeback is complete and then some. The living legend sends the crowd home happy. Here comes Portugal flashing forward once again on the break. Are we due an encore? Manish comes back on himself. It's a deep cross. There was a line of red shirts, but it's Nuno Gomes who sticks his hand out for the Seleção and gets his second goal. And once again, probably the final goal of the game for Portugal, like he did against Greece. We'll always pop for a diving header. Portugal and Spain do the business in Group A with a game to spare. Just the bragging rights of finishing top in the Iberian Derby in Lisbon. It finishes here at the Estadio da Luz. Portugal 4, Russia 1. Sven's men must be gushing with confidence after defeating the European champions 2-0 on match day 1. Should get easier from here on out, right? Well, they can book their place in the quarter-finals with a good result here against Switzerland in Coimbra. Rafael Wicki. Fry. Now Chaprizat. Bisques a shot in from out of nowhere. England are being warned about Switzerland. Rooney. Now Lampard. Nice 12 from him, just trying to find the rights for a cross. And it's too heavy for Michael Owen. Almost beheads himself in the goal net. Gerrard. Out wide to the captain David Beckham. It's a vintage ball from Golden Bulls. And Owen does find the net, just the wrong side of it. Big ball into the area from Switzerland. It's fell! Invitingly to Bernd Haas. And David James with a hell of a save, sacrificing his face in the process. And before you ask, no, he didn't break his nose. It's always like that. Ashley Cole seeking out Rooney. Sweltering hot day in Coimbra, and you can sense the frustration on the Three Lions' faces. Now Wiki, surrounded by Scholes and Cole, does manage to get a ball in. Would have been some goal that from Chapuisat. Scholes. Now Ashley Cole pierces through. The perfect overlap. Now the Arsenal fullback linking up with Michael Owen. And the first shot is blocked. There was an attempt at a denial. But England have broken across the Swiss border. Michael Owen finally gets his moment. At the Euros, most of his thunder was stolen from Wayne Rooney. But it's clinical Michael Owen striking. Beckham squeezes one through to Lampard. What a save from Steele. Beckham's corner, Vassell! Much more like it. Took a long time for England to find a breakthrough, but now they have 2 goals, and it's Darius Vassell. With his very first touch, he's just come on to replace Michael Owen. Massive header from one of the tiniest men on the pitch. And the keeper is glued to the grass. Is there one more for good luck for England? Laid back to Lampard. It's in. 3 goals for the Three Lions. Kieran Dyer putting that on a silver plate for Chelsea's Frank Lampard. Takes a deflection. Ball to balls. Off of the defender. And swirling into the top corner. For the first time in a long time, England qualify for the quarter-finals with a game to spare. It's Switzerland 0, England 3. European champions France must be having flashbacks of South Korea 2002. Underwhelming defeat in their opener. And now they face Croatia in a rematch of the 1998 World Cup semi-final. Can Zizou and the Blues get their European Championship defence back on track against Croatia? Or will the checkered ones gain redemption for their semi-final failure at the World Cup and boot France out of a major tournament once again in the group stages? Perez takes it into touch. It's launched in towards Thierry Henry. With a gaping open goal, all he had to do was nod it downwards. Henry into Vieira, trying to dribble his way through. And he's shut down by Biatina. Great save. Dario Simic giving Zidane a lesson in agility. And there goes Silvestre. Simic with the cross in. And there was Sokota who was beaten to it by Barthez. Kovac. Now Pirso. Sokota following up. Just a few minutes until half-time, and there's nothing to be answered for by the French. Henry at the far post. An amazing save from Biatina. Pires. Now Henry. That court surges into the centre, but Henry goes for it by himself. And the King of France, Thierry Henry, grabs the first French goal of Euro 2004. Just too quick for Tudor, who tries to close him down. I think Biatina could do better from this as well. It's practically straight at him. Late to react. But the French won't be complaining. a desperately needed goal to lift their confidence. And it comes from Mr. Vavavoom. Perez. Decour. Trezeguet working it out wide to Zidane. It's still Zidane. Opens fire. And Henry! Thought he was never going to react. But it bungles in. And much of the credit should go to the captain Zidane. It's a scrappy way for the Croatians to dig themselves deeper. Pretty unfortunate actually. Tudor's not having a good day against Thierry. Good touch from Klasnic. Half of the stadium gasping, they thought it was a goal. Wiltord was blocked there, but this Trezeguet nearly squeezes it in. Zidane just weaving and waving his way through the Croatians. Gallas. Now Wiltord into the centre and is driven home by Trezeguet. For a third, anything the English can do, the French say they can do better. They have less points than the Three Lions, but they're back in this competition. One more Croatian attack. Need to do something to mend that goal difference. Well, Babic has taken it first time wonderfully well. And Bartez's clean sheet is spoiled once again. It's the Leverkusen winger, Marko Babic. Does well with the limited space here. Every second is valuable at the Euros. And he only had one touch and he had to find the back of the net, and he's done so very well. Well, the Blues aren't going to let one goal spoil their day. Much better performance from the European champions, and their campaign is back on track. It's Croatia 1, France 3. We are in the quarry of Braga. The Estadio Municipal will host Denmark and Bulgaria. A loss for Dimitar Berbatov's team will see them join Russia and Greece on the plane back home. The Euro 92 champions are confident after that 2-2 draw with the Italians on match day 1. Helveg. That's out wide to Ramadal. Sweeping ball in. And it's clutched from the claws of death from Dravkov. Stadium Petrov. Closed down by two Danish shirts. Picks out Christoph, who is bearing down on Sorensen. Here's John Dahl Thomason, Granquier, watching the overlap from Ebbe Sand. And the chance becomes exactly that in his hand. Another good save from Dravkov. Danish corner swung in. And it's a thumping attempt at the far post from the captain Rene Henriksen. Here is Sand. Not a lot of support other than Jorgensen on the left. But he takes it on himself. Would have been 3 goals up by now if not for the heroics of Dravkov. Petrov to Martin Petrov, and it's Berbatov in the centre. It rolled in slow motion onto the post. Here's Thomason, and it's Gravison who's denied by the post himself. Collected by Christian Poulsen. Sprinting down the flank, slammed on the brakes, and it's a big cross. Captured by Sand on the other side of the pitch. It goes down and it's a penalty with 11 minutes to spare. It's the last thing the Bulgarians need. They've been running around on eggshells all game. Undeniable. Thomason versus Dravkov. He's been heroic so far and he can't do nothing from the spot. John Dahl Thomason with his second goal of the Euros. Could it be the one? to eliminate Bulgaria in the stadium carved out of a quarry. Well, they've carved out a late lead, straight down the centre. All or nothing for the Lions now. And Denmark may seal their fate here. If Sand can beat Dravkov, it's another stunning piece of goalkeeping. Petrov, deep cross in, punched away. And bodies are falling everywhere. Last roll of the dice as Petkov lays it off to Stilian Petrov. Mind-blowing save from Sorensen. Does enough to put Denmark in pole position. Bulgaria are out. It's Denmark 1, Bulgaria 0. Well, the Italians are falling just behind the Scandinavians in Group C. Sweden have 3 points from their victory over Bulgaria. The Azzurri were held by Denmark in their opening game. Serious business needs to be discussed for the Euro 2000 runners-up against the team who finished third in the World Cup 10 years ago. Lindelof. Ibrahimovic. Out wide to Williamson, returns it back to Zlatan. Some of that famous, resilient Italian defending on display. Panucci releasing Del Piero. Fast and furiously. And Isaacson comes out just as quickly and just as aggressively. Pirlo swings one in. All the way to the far post. And that's an incredible save from Christian... No, it's actually Alessandro Nesta. Take another look at this. Blink and you'll miss it, but Nesta emerges at the far post. Isaacson, desperate punch away. And it's Vieri on the turn. Swung wildly. Larsson galloping into touch. Ibrahimovic trying to get around Nesta, is parried away by Buffon. Tucked in by Larsson. But it means nothing because he's offside. So Benson was caught sleeping there as Gattuso's robbed him. And Vieri punishes them once and for all. Italy take the lead for the first time at the Euros. And Christian Vieri hardly sulking now. He has his third goal. And is excellently produced by Gattuso. Group C has all the makings of the volatility you'll expect. Ibrahimovic squeezing it through to Lundberg. Immediately cancelling out the Italian lead. The Arsenal legend comes good out of nowhere, out of the picture. Look how far back he is. And he springs forward with hunger and determination. The subtle first touch to put things right. And the clinical finish. Well, Gattuso returns it to Del Piero. Oh, look at those feet go! It's Del Piero! What is going on at the end of this first half? Italy have the lead back. And that right there is what Trevor Brooking would call a super jinking run. Edmund perilously sticks a foot out. Del Piero's long gone. And it's a thumping finish from outside the boot. From Juve's Pinturicchio. Oh, it's Pirlo who's dispossessed. Panucci does him a favour, helps him out, and now Vieri may be released here. He's outrunning the Swedish defence who are desperately sprinting back. And Isaacson couldn't keep up the follow-up. It's another goal for Del Piero, who bookends both halves with a goal. An electric start to the second half proceedings here in Porto. Isaacson tries in vain to keep out the pacey ball from crossing the line. Early cross from Edmund, and it's Ibrahimovic. It's smashed home. Not as if his ego needs feeding anymore. He's narrowed the gap against the Italians with a powerful header. Cannavaro and Zambrotta helpless and rooted to the ground. Zlatan Ibrahimovic beats his future clubmate Gianluigi Buffon at Juventus. Well, Elsom's cross thrown into the danger zone. And it was Alessandro Nesta who nearly causes a calamity. Have another look at this. Buffon misses wildly. Just over an hour played. It's a Swedish corner. Captured by Buffon. And the Italian break fails as Karlström, who nearly catches him out, sees the opportunity but too excited. Sotti has galloped into space. Can the 8th King of Rome find the 4th goal for the Italians? But it's swatted down by Isaacson. The Italians have their first win of the competition. Sweden have a showdown with their neighbours Denmark in the final game, but for now it's Italy 3, Sweden 2. We stay in Porto, and Latvia may stay in the ground in Porto. It's the group of death, and Germany could bury them here in Boa Vista. Die Mannschaft was all square with their rivals, the Netherlands. In this city, Germany woefully drew 0-0 with Latvia in the real fixture, so they'll be keen to avoid a recreation of that. First corner of the game goes to the Germans, and now it's going to be Didi Hamann. Not much power in it, but it nearly found a way through. Klinchko not taking any chances, but he was right. This might have just gone in by an inch. Schneider. Now Ballack. And the shot was rising forever. Kurani. That's poked through to Friedrich into the centre. And it's off the post from Hamann. Well, it took the Czech Republic nearly 45 minutes to find the lead against the Latvians. And Germany are having a hard time finding the goal too. Rare attack from the Latvians. Prohenikovs has found Lebrunovs perfectly at the far post. And would you believe it? Latvia have their first goal in their history in an international competition, and it's come against Germany, of all teams. An embarrassing deficit for the Germans. It's the first time Latvia have found their way into the opposition half. Friedrich, and Schneider takes it first time. It is tuck time, but it won't count. And Latvia start the second half as strongly as they ended the first. And look at this run here. And it's the Latvian captain, Astenievs, who nearly digs an early grave for the Germans in the group of death, if not for the stunning save of Oliver Kahn. Kahn comes out into no man's land, and it was creeping over the line. Oh, they needed that clearance from Burns. Danger isn't evaded yet, though. Latvia come forward once again. What is going on with Germany? Here we can see Kahn is in no man's land. And it's going over, but Christian Burns with a heroic clearance. Friedrich was looking for Schweinsteiger. Pressure is on, and it's Kurani who couldn't take it over the line. There's 20 minutes to go, but that's going to deplete very quickly when you're chasing a goal. Ballack. Schneider. Here's closer. They've got it. Salto Klose, the joint second highest goal scorer of the 2002 World Cup, comes good for Germany and spares their blushes with a ruthless finish. It's bazookaed into the Latvian goal. And poor Kalinchko, who had the performance of a lifetime, could do nothing about it. Ballack. And Germany steal it. Here comes Michael Ballack. It takes a deflection and is captured by Kalinchko. Schweinsteiger to Schneider. Germany trying to restore their honour. And it's failed to Frings. What are you doing? An opening like that. And he took too long to pull the trigger. Germany have been very generous with the chances they've been given here in this Schweinsteiger. It fails to hit the target. Well, it's happened again. Germany held by Latvia in Porto. Miroslav Klose taking it into his own hands to restore their dignity. But it's a historic result for Latvia nonetheless. It finishes here in Boa Vista. Germany 1, Latvia 1. We finish things off here in Aveiro. But what was the original game of the tournament between the Netherlands and the Czech Republic? If the Red Lions can spring a surprise on the Dutch, they will be the first to qualify from Group D. Netherlands looking to bounce back after throwing away a 2-goal lead against the Germans in the previous game. It's a star-studded encounter nonetheless. In your final game of match day 2. Rigueur. Galasek is trampled by Edgar Davids. And in the first 3 minutes we have our first yellow card. Edgar Davids, nicknamed the Pitbull, nearly breaks the tibia of Galasek. Borski launching one in. And it was Barros who posed the threat in the Dutch penalty area. Koku. Now Van Bronckhorst. And he's released Arjen Robben on the left-hand side. As he dances with both there. Gets to cross in his Van Nistelrooy, who opens his Euro goal-scoring account with style. He's deceived Petr Cech, who does his best Superman impression at the near post. Here is Jankilovski. Koller. It's laid off to Rosicki, who overcompensates. Koku knocks down to Van Nistelrooy. Back to Koku. Seedorf is one-on-one with Cech. And he took too long. But it's offside anyway. Borski's cross. And it looks like Barros and Koller got tangled up with each other about who was going to take it. Big ball in, looking for Koller at the far post, who volleys it into the turf. Nodded on by Van Nistelrooy. Van der Meyde. Van Nistelrooy taking his time, sorting his feet out. And now the Czechs have regrouped. Davids to Robben. Van der Meyde, Van Nistelrooy! Oh, you beauty! Well, that's what they called total football in the 70s. But Dutch were knocking it around like it was nobody's business, and what a way to punctuate this attack. Nothing better when a strike that kisses the crossbar on the way in. Seedorf. Van der Meyde winds up the cross. It's Van Nistelrooy. Tries to glance it back onto the target. Now Galasek racing against Wilfried Baumer. Oh, Baumer is defeated there in his claw. Koller doesn't get any closer than that. Van der Sar's a big guy anyway, and he certainly met his match with Jan Koller. Galasek. Now for Borski, it's Koller. Has to go for it by himself, and he tries to pass it in to the bottom corner. Petr Cech is forward. Oh, and it's smashed at Van der Sar. And Boomer scrapes at the clearance. One more corner. Cech has stayed forward. Van der Sar punches. And look at this. The Netherlands may have some levity here. It's Roy Mackay. Petr Cech is running back and he can't make it. He stands no chance. Mackay runs off celebrating before the ball has even crossed the line. That's a humiliating way to concede. The final nail in the coffin, at least for now anyway, as far as the Czech Republic are concerned. It's the no goalkeeper wants to concede. Practically on the other side of the city. And look at Mackay, he knows. It's in. The Netherlands go top of the table with a thumping. It's the Netherlands 3, Czech Republic 0. The Iberian neighbours, Portugal and Spain, are both level and qualified. England also make it through with a game to spare. France are catching up though. Group C looking very volatile. Italy and Denmark sharing that top spot just above Sweden. And finally, the Dutch move above the Czech Republic. Your top goal scorers of match day 2 sees Christian Vieri joined alongside Raul and Pauletta with 3 goals apiece. So with match day 2 in the books, who do you expect to join Portugal, Spain and England in the quarterfinals? Let's do the old-fashioned best player, best goal and best match of this stage. Let me know below.